Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Cool Discussion. This is Chris. I'm Barry. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Today we're going to talk a little bit about we're going to talk about guns a little bit. I know that we're a little late to the party because of this Orlando shooting thing, but we just wanted some more information to come in, and then we were going to talk about it. So today we're going to give our opinions on guns and gun rules and all that stuff. So as we know, there was 49 people killed in Orlando in a mass shooting in a nightclub, and it was committed by some dude, a crazy man, who has been labeled a terrorist because he's Muslim, and he apparently in the 911 call. I haven't heard the 911 call.
I saw
pledged to
allegiance to ISIS.
To ISIS and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and he went in there with this huge assault rifle, an AR-15.
No, actually, he didn't.
I thought it was an AR-15.
That's one of the misconceptions of the thing is that he went in with an AR-15. He actually went in with a different style assault rifle. But
whatever, it's still an assault rifle.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get an assault rifle? Who needs an assault rifle?
Apparently, it's actually really easy to buy.
Yeah, well, it is in the U.S. Yeah. We're from Canada, so you guys watching in the U.S. Probably aren't going to agree with what we're saying. Well, maybe with what I'm saying. I don't know what he's going to say. Maybe he's got guns in his closet behind me. I don't know.
I actually have a couple of fake guns in my closet.
That's fake
from
guns.
Disneyland.
Well, yeah, those ones. I remember those ones. They're like the cap guns.
Yeah,
caps
they are.
Them. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
The musket rifle ones.
We probably had to get a license for those because we live in Canada.
They actually had to travel in the airplane cargo hold when we were flying back. But
they wouldn't even be allowed on that plane now.
Yeah, they don't know. Yeah.
Nope, you're not allowed to bring them home. But it's my souvenir from Disneyland.
From Disneyland.
I'm like, too bad, kid.
Yeah.
Take that water too and throw it in the garbage. Anyways, I digress.
Yes.
As you know, in the U.S., you can get a gun anywhere. You can do a person-to-person sale with a gun. No background checks, no nothing. You can go into just a gun show, buy a gun and bullets, and leave. And there's no nothing. There's no background checks. Well, after the fact, they check on you, but you already have the gun, so it makes no sense to me. Because Americans truly believe that it's their right to bear arms because it's their Second Amendment in their Constitution. I think we're taking that a little bit out of
context
for the modern world. I'm not sure the people who wrote the Constitution took into mind and perspective the how deadly guns would become.
Well, no, because when the Second Amendment was written, they had muskets.
Yeah, imagine going and trying to do a mass shooting with a musket. Bang. Yeah, how many people are you going to kill that way?
Yeah.
None. Maybe one, if you're lucky. If your gun doesn't make the bullet go, because it's all effed up. You know when you shoot a paintball gun?
Yep.
How you're boom. You're like, what?
The wind just blows it off for us. Yeah. It's way different than it ever used to be. So to have amendments to the Second Amendment, yes, I think it is something that needs to be done. Here in Canada, for example, when you want to own a gun, you actually have to sign up for a course, pass the course, and get a license.
It takes like a month or two for you to be able to get a license.
Yes, and well as you have to have some people, when you're going for the license, you have to have a couple people sign off saying, yeah, this person's okay to own a gun. You're not crazy,
yeah. Like, you have to pretty much, they're saying that, hey, you're fit to own a gun. Like, I'm just so, like, it's baffles my mind.
Getting a gun in Canada is almost as difficult as getting a passport. Takes about a month. You gotta go talk to a couple people, get them to sign a piece of paper. You take a little course on gun safety.
Now, we're not saying that, obviously, if there's black markets, okay, guys? There's black markets for everything. You can get it quick. You can get guns illegally. We're talking about just getting them legally. That's the kind of angle that we're taking here. Because if you're a criminal and you want to get a gun and you want to kill people, and that's your hell-bent determination to do that, you're going to do it. You're going to find a way to do it regardless. It doesn't matter. It's going to happen. You're crazy. You're psycho. Something's wrong in this thing between your ears if you're going out to kill people with a gun. and you're not in a war situation. You know, sometimes I'll have conversations with the guys at work, and it'll be people in America I think they're a little paranoid. They want to own guns because I don't think they trust their government and they don't trust each other. They think there's going to be some like revolution style stuff happening, and they want to be prepared for it.
Well, okay, they're thinking. I get their thinking behind this. Is that if they are not allowed to own guns, the only people that do own guns are the police and the army. And guess what? If the police and army are the only ones who have guns, it can become a dictatorship very, very quickly and very, very easily because the common people don't have a way of fighting back.
Yeah, but
do we
see the Americans using their guns to fight back and stop Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton from becoming president?
Because they're legally running for president. We're talking about like if Donald Trump actually becomes president and then decides to grow a little mustache like this. So hail Trump.
But having that mentality is like the mentality of way back in the days of revolutions when they actually that's like Civil War.
Part of the reason why the Second Amendment was written is they wanted people to be well armed so they could protect themselves. Exactly. Now it's a lot different now than it used to be back then. We have globalization. We have instant communication. So we're able to deal with things in much different ways because, back when the U.S. was founded, it took, 6 weeks to get mail from one side of the country to the other side? And you didn't find things out for 6 weeks? So it's... And now we know exactly what's going on the second it happens. It's like, oh, look, YouTube video, bam, somebody just...
shot somebody.
Yeah.
Here's the gun debate again. I think that's what this brings up is every time there's a mass shooting, which is, not even every time. It seems only when, because there's tons of mass shootings in the U.S. There's 7 a day, I've heard. But their definition of mass shooting is 2. So, if somebody came in and shot us right now,
that would be a mass shooting according to most of what definitions of mass
shootings
are.
To me, that's like a double homicide, and that's just 2 people dead.
Now, one thing that the U.S. does have that we don't is gangs.
I'm sure we have gangs in Canada.
No. Okay, we do, but by comparison, according to an FBI report, there are 1.2 million members of 1.2 million people that are part of a gang or part of gangs. So think about that.
That's not that many, though, when you think about it.
1.2 million is the size of Calgary.
Yeah, but in comparison to how many people are in the U.S., there's, 350 million?
True.
So
that's less than 1%. But think about it. If those people are willing to kill regularly, that's the reason why you have high excessive gun violence.
I think that regardless of... those people are still going to get guns.
Oh, yeah. No, not legal guns. We're just... that was in response to a violence. Yeah. It's like... if people are going to be violent, they're going to be violent. And it tends to be heavily gang-related. So all these mass shootings that happen tend to be gang-on-gang violence.
But it's over turf and drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's going to happen a lot. And now, if you were able to, remove that from the equation and all of a sudden just be left with...
You could remove it. Legalize drugs. But that's all a whole different show. And...
Okay. Now... Okay, in Canada, we have gun laws. I personally don't have problems with guns.
I don't have issues with guns, but my viewpoint on guns is this: if you have a gun in your house, like a pistol, if you're hunting, you got shotguns, you need to lock that stuff up.
Yes.
Okay, but I have no problem if you have just a handgun for protection and defense of your house, loaded, at the ready.
Not if you have kids.
Even if you do have kids, you need to teach your kids at a young age. Obviously, okay, I'm not going to leave my freaking handgun sitting on my coffee table so my kid can just pick it up and wave it around. I'm going to put it up in a closet, high, so they can't get at it. And when my kid's old enough, I'm going to take them out. I don't have a gun. Okay, I don't have a gun. But I would get one because if somebody breaks in my house, I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to kill you.
That is actually illegal in Canada.
I don't care what. I don't care what.
In Canada, you can actually be charged with homicide.
Silly.
In the U.S., I know there's the stand your ground legal defense where you can actually legally shoot somebody as long as it's in defense. You're okay. Home invasions, if you shoot somebody in the U.S., they're not as frowned upon.
Somebody was telling me a story that they were down in San Diego and they were talking to somebody and the person was telling them they had an experience with a police officer who said to them pretty much, if somebody like is threatening you and you end up shooting them, just drag them into your house so that I can just be like, it's defense. I won't even bat an eye at the blood that's being dragged. I'll just cover it up. As long as they're in your doorway, I don't care. Made me laugh a little bit. I thought it was kind of neat. I was like, yeah.
Okay, that's a little funny.
I think the big debate is because down in Australia, this was brought up a lot. In 1996, I think they had a mass shooting of I don't know how many people.
In 1996, they had a guy who went on a killing spree, killed 35 and wounded 21.
Okay. Yes. So that was like kind of where Australia like drew the line and went, okay, we're going on a mass. They collected guns. They put in tougher laws. Now the political party that did this ended up getting voted out as soon as it happened. Pretty much, they didn't come back for re-election which is obviously what would happen in the U.S. Whoever did it would have to fall on the sword and be like, we're doing this. I don't care what you say. But I'm not sure on 100% numbers. He'll have them on the decline of. There has been 0 mass shootings since 1996 in Australia.
That is actually correct.
Yeah.
Now, after the firearms death, there's only been a 3.2 decline in firearm deaths in Australia. Now, the good thing is that they don't actually have any mass shootings. But they still have knives attacks and stuff like that. Now, another counterpoint to this one is Britain. Britain's since they actually banned handguns, handgun crimes have actually doubled since Britain did it. So in Australia they've had success.
One result, and somewhere else they have somewhere else.
In Britain they haven't had. A good example of this is like, okay, in Britain they banned shotguns and handguns completely, right? A person found a shotgun in his yard, took it to the police to hand it in. He got arrested and jailed for 6 months. Just for handing in a shotgun that he had found that he didn't want to have in his yard. And it's just like, wow, that's insane.
That discourages people from doing the right thing when finding guns or drugs or anything like that, because you have fear of that you're going to get in trouble because they're not going to believe your story. I found in my yard.
Yeah, and here's the kicker. Somebody did actually go on a mass shooting in Britain in June of 2010. He killed 12 people and wounded 10. And at that point in time, they were arguing because police themselves were never armed. They started to become armed after that. But this kid, he was able to shoot people, and he just literally drove from village to village to village. And he went on an 8-hour rampage because nobody had a gun.
Now, see, that brings up the point of, like, a lot of people would say, like, the NRA would say, like, well, if people could carry guns around, these mass shootings wouldn't happen.
Well, in Britain, it was a civilian's duty to actually join in police chases if they actually had a legal ticket for a handgun to help stop criminals.
We don't know if it could actually stop it. We don't know, like, the severity of things, like, if it would be, like, especially in this, like, nightclub setting, right? We'll use that one as an example. Like, you're like a sardine in there.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody just comes in and starts opening fire. We're not, like, normal human beings aren't trained in, like, tactical maneuvers. When you hear gunshots, you get scared.
And you run.
And you run and you duck. Your first instinct isn't to go, oh, I gotta grab my gun.
Well, hold on. Now, people who have guns, that might actually be their first instinct.
Maybe, but I don't. How many people who actually sit there and puff their chest and go, well, if you let people have guns...
For those Americans out there who have actually run into a similar situation, did you pull a gun? You know, if you had one, did you pull it? Let us know in the comments below. Because it's true. Because one of the things... This is hate speech right here. Is one of the things somebody said shortly after the shootings was, well, it happened at a gay club, so they're a bunch of pansies. So what they should have done and what they did do are two completely different things. Because what they should have done is they should have rushed the shooter the first time he reloaded.
Yeah, well, you should. Like, it's easy just when you're not in a situation.
No,
it's easy to go, they should have did this, but when you're in somebody's shooting at you.
Okay, but here's the thing. Because we have so much experience with mass shootings, you understand this. He's going to kill me. So, do I die with a bullet in my back? Or do I die with a bullet in my chest?
Yeah. But I think when the initial shock of it, would be oh shit.
He was there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
The initial shock never got over people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you're in a big crowd and somebody just starts shooting, you're just in shock. You're like, what's happening? You don't know 100% what's going on. You're kind of like, holy crap. And your first instinct is, well, I'm going to get down. Right? And then you have to be of sound mind to be able to go and process the whole thing and go, okay,
I have to do something.
I have to do something, or I have to get out of here. And really, a lot of people will just get emotional and be like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
That's that fight or flight instinct that your body naturally goes into. And most people in a gun situation tend to do the flight instinct. And I get it. When you're in a situation... You don't know how you're going to react in a situation until you're actually in it. And guess what? For the vast majority of us, we are never going to be in a situation like that.
Yeah. It even though it happens a lot, supposedly, happens a lot. Mass shootings happen a lot. The likelihood of you being involved in one is very, very slim. You know, and it's like, so to sit here and be like, oh, they should have done this. Somebody should have pulled a gun. It's like when that shooter went into Sandy Hook, it's like, well, the teachers, if they were armed, they could have took down the guy. It's like, well, are the teachers tactical SWAT team members who are trained?
Here's the thing: is if you have a gun and you have to protect your students.
Yeah. Oh.
Now, Sandy Hook could be unfortunately, everything's an extreme example. The Sandy Hook incident could quite easily be knocked off as extreme because, you know what, a teacher protecting their students, that is a stronger instinct than fight or flight. Because when that guy shot up the theater, the orange-haired freak guy, when he shot up the theater, from what we are led to believe, women were running and men were protecting. There were some men that actually grabbed the women, put them up as body shields, not put the women up as body shields, but the men used themselves as shields to get the women out. Okay, now, that does happen. It's one of those things, so like in the Sandy Hook, if a teacher has a gun, he could go, you know what, I have to protect these people.
Well, probably, I'm sure, but at the same time, is you have to then know who to put the gun, who has the right person to have the gun in those situations. There's a lot of circumstances that would have to be that could play into it. You know what I mean?
It's a horrible
to sit
thing.
there and be like, we need to arm everybody is like, oh, okay. If again, I'm okay with people owning guns, but if you had every Tom, Dick, and Harry carrying a goddamn gun around. This is the negative side of it. A fist fight would not be a fist fight. A fist fight would be a gunfight, and we would have the old West fucking style crap again. So, to me, I don't think every Tom, Dick, and Harry should be having a gun. I don't think you should be able to conceal a weapon. It's very tough because I understand the protection. You want to have protection. You don't want to take guns out of law-abiding citizens and have criminals just be able to run rampant. But I think there has to be some. Why don't we just destroy guns? Period. Just get rid of guns. Imagine that. Imagine if we just hadn't have guns in the world anymore. Whoever invented guns, go back. Let's get in our time machine and just do that. Get rid of guns completely. Because that's really the only way you would ever prevent gun crime, is to get rid of all guns, which would be impossible. So we're going to have to live in a world where we're going to wonder. You know, it's like, so where do you draw the line? I think that I think you should have to go through, there should be background checks.
There should be background checks.
If you're a criminal,
you should actually have to attend a course for gun safety, gun training, gun use, write a test, get vetted. Those things should be, like we do it here in Canada, and people who own guns own them legally, and they're allowed to shoot them. We have different classifications, as well as, like, I learned a couple of interesting things. People in the States are like, oh, we got to ban all assault rifles. Well, okay. There shouldn't be a reason why military-grade weapons should be allowed to civilians. You should have a hunting rifle. Handguns are only designed for killing, but I guess you could have them. But, like in Canada, we do have the restriction on barrel sizes, as well as clip sizes. So when you have an assault rifle, you are only allowed to have a 5-round clip. So all magazines are actually pinned. So you could have a 30-round mag, and it's pinned at the 5-round mark. The kicker to that one, unfortunately, is that when you clean the magazine, you can actually pop the pin out. Now, if you're caught
with the pin out, it's big trouble.
If you're caught, you lose your license and your guns. So, that's kind of serious. In the States, with the exception of the .22, I guess a .22 caliber rifle here in Canada does not have a round.
I don't know much about guns because I'm scared of guns. I've shot a gun once and I was like, this is the scariest thing ever.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it was actually kind of neat. I shot a shotgun.
I shot a handgun and I was like, oh my god, the power behind it, you're just like, whoa.
It was weird. We went to skeet shooting. We had 2 different shotguns. We had an old-fashioned crack barrel, and when we had a pump action, right? And the crack barrel, I actually preferred as a shotgun compared to the pump action. So, kind of weird that way, but whatever. But yeah, it's the .22 apparently doesn't have a round cap, but all other long rifles do. In Canada, in the States, you could have 30-round mags, 60-round mags, 100-round mags. It doesn't matter, and it's just like the only thing these are designed for are killing things in large quantities. I'm sorry, duck hunting. You can't get that many ducks in a row.
How many ducks? How many deer can you shoot? How much lead do you want to put in that deer?
Yeah,
it becomes unedible after a while, guys. Just remember that.
One thing I thought was, you know what? You just, if people want to own assault rifles, sure, get vetted. But generally, as a rule, allow hunting rifles, but they have to be bolt action.
I don't know. This is a debate that I don't think there's a right answer to. I don't think there's an answer that's gonna completely rid the world of gun problems. I don't. No. That's the thing. Is okay. People gang members who get guns, they don't care about legality. They don't have hunting license. They don't have gun licenses. They got nothing. And it's so weird whenever gang members are actually arrested with weapons. I don't know, but one of the things they should be hitting them really hard with is the guns. It's like unregistered firearm, no license, no this, no that, no $50 fine. And then
no, but like you hit them with all of them.
Yeah.
You throw the maximum book at them, and then you charge them with all the other stuff. You make it so it's not financially viable to be a criminal anymore.
It'll always be financially viable, though, to be a criminal because...
But if you're fining them $200,000 every time they're arrested because they don't have gun stuff, at some point in time, it will screw them up.
It'll just drive the price of heroin up. That's all it'll really do. It's just like anything, you know. And I don't know. It's just one of those debates, one of these gun things. That, like, even in my brain, I don't know 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure because at times I've been like, yeah, teachers or whatever should have guns just in case something like this happens. And I'm like, but then I'm like, well, do you have to train these teachers in tactical maneuvers? What do you do? You know, and it's like, then what if every Tom, Dick, and Harry has a gun? You know, is it going to deter criminals? Maybe not 100%. But we got to try something a little bit different than what's happening right now.
Okay, the British example. It's a great example in the sense of before they banned all guns, citizens were part of the police system. You know, they had to help out.
Yeah.
So criminals knew that 1 in 10 had a gun. So if I commit a crime, not only will the police be after me, but those citizens will be after me too, because it's part of their national pride to do it.
Yeah. But
since they banned guns and shotguns, gun crimes doubled. So it kind of went,
Well, yeah, but then, you got the Australian example.
No.
So there's examples on both sides.
It's a shame because you don't have a clear divide one way or the other.
Yeah,
you actually have so much for and so much against, and the other argument, you have so much for and so much against. You can't make it. But in the States, you got to do something. You
can't have 7 mass shootings a day or whatever it is, or something like that.
You know what? Even if we just took out gang violence, you're having one mass shooting
I think that's
a month or one mass shooting every 3 months. Something has to be done. Yeah. And one thing you could do is just, limit the clip sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, you can get around that.
Of course you can, but it'd be a start. It'd be something. It'd be a progression in
or a gun license.
Register your guns. Have gun licenses, and if you get caught with unregistered weapons, you're never allowed to own guns again in your life. And you serve a jail sentence, and something that there has to be some sort of harshness with the crime.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Tell us what you think, guys. Let us know about your opinions on guns. Because it's a debate that's never going to end. You're always going to have people who are
for or against. Yeah,
you're
gonna take my gun away from my cold dead hands.
Yeah, exactly. And is that right? I guess maybe. Who knows?
American will think it's right, but you know what? Because of us being Canadian, we don't have mass shootings like the Americans do. We've had shootings, yes. But unfortunately, the people who tend to die are police officers.
I don't understand how somebody could shoot somebody else. It just makes no sense to me. Like in my brain, I can never be mad enough at somebody. Okay, I'll take that back. There are exceptions to this rule, but I can never be mad at somebody just to shoot them. If you kill my family, I'm going to shoot you. Obviously, that's the exception. You hurt my family, I'm going to kill you. But anything else, I'm mad at you because you sold me bad drugs. Bang. What? You stole my girlfriend. Bang. What happened to the old, you stole my girlfriend with a punch in the face?
The punch has become replaced.
The punch has become
people have become lazy. They don't want to swing their arm. They just want to do this.
Yeah, they just want to go.
That's so much easier than actually committing to something. Yeah. So
let us know what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any.
Watch us on YouTube, listen to us on iTunes, talk to us on Twitter, check us out on Facebook.
That's right. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful, wonderful day.